It was the week before our report cards, and after the school, the students were walking, but things were not cool.
Class, I am very disappointed with your test scores. You know that report cards are coming out next week, and you still did not bother to study.
I studied, just not the right stuff.
Well now, Jack, if you spent half as much time studying as you did doodling, you wouldn't have to worry about your grades.
Oh no, this is terrible.
Oh, Claire, settle down, dear. You made a perfect mark, as usual.
Do you think you can help me with the water cycle? I don't really get it.
Well now, Jack, you should have thought of that before the test. It's a little too late now.
Forget it. It probably won't help anyway. Later that day in the staff room.
Can you believe that, Jack? Asking for help after the test. The nerve of some kids.
Did you explain that his mark would be based on all of the material covered and not just on the test?
What in the world are you talking about? Of course his mark is based on the test. That's how I found out what he knows, which apparently is very little.
You must have done something for formative assessment.
Oh, gracious, I don't have time for all that. I've always found that a test is the best and quickest way to find out what a student has learned in a unit.
I think you need to listen to the great new educational band, SAM. They have a wonderful song about the value of formative assessment.
Formative assessment, what a wonderful phase. It means creative teaching for the rest of your days.
I also had a student who was struggling with the water cycle. However, I discovered it early in the unit.
How on earth did you do that?
Well, one day while observing small group work, I noticed that she was confusing evaporation and condensation. I made a special note to do a mini lesson the next day. That time she got it.
I also use rubrics to help students know what I am expecting and ask them to assess their work before passing it in.
Oh, and I use checklists during class to keep track of who has demonstrated the outcomes. Did you at least do a pre-assessment?
Why would I do that?
So you know what the students already know before trying to teach something new.
You know, that really is a good idea. I might have to try that before my next unit.
Have you heard of the COP model?
I know that my kids can be a little rowdy, but I don't think that means we need to involve the police.
Oh no. COP stands for conversation, observation, and product. Too often we assess only on the product.
That model helps me to balance my assessments and learn more about my students. Have you tried talking to Jack to see where he gets mixed up?
That's the problem. Jack doesn't talk. All he does is doodle.
Yes, if I remember correctly, Jack learns best when he has the option to be creative on tests or assignments.
Oh, so maybe I should have included an option to draw the water cycle instead of 20 true or false questions.
That probably would have helped, because we know from his running records that he struggles with reading.
You two have certainly given me a lot to think about. I think I need to have a conversation with Jack. Jack, I've been thinking that maybe I wasn't quite fair with you earlier today. Would you like to stay in at noontime for a while and go over the water cycle? I think I found a drawing that might make it clearer to you.
That would be fantastic!
Of course, we should go over your test too, so that we can see the things that you did do very well on.
And maybe you can tell me what I need to work on.
And I'm also thinking of some options for the test, if you think you might want to try again.
Oh wow, you mean it?
Yes, Jack, I think there's going to be quite a few changes around here. For the better.
blue with a grin down the hall, thinking that maybe school was okay after all.